Darkness engulfs the Amazon rainforest, a place not for the faint-hearted. Leah, Mathieu, and their young son Lucas venture into this plant labyrinth, their hearts pounding with apprehension. They are but mere silhouettes against the deep gloom, a small family swallowed by an endless sea of foliage and fear. The Amazon at night is a symphony of whispers and rustles, a concerto of the unseen and the unknown. The trees stand like ancient sentinels, their branches reaching out like gnarled fingers in the blackness. A chill runs through the air, a cool breath of the forest's nocturnal life. It's a world where shadows dance, and every sound is a harbinger of unseen threats. Leah, Mathieu, and Lucas press on, their flashlights cutting through the inky darkness. Fear is a bitter taste in their mouths, yet they swallow it down, driven by their primal instinct for survival. Their only hope is to find shelter before the eerie sounds of the forest consume them. Their flashlights flicker, barely piercing the dark veil. The forest's eerie sounds echo around them. In the heart of the Amazon, a labyrinth of towering trees and thick undergrowth, Leah, Mathieu, and their young son Lucas grapple with the unknown. The dense foliage becomes an obstacle course, their path hindered with every step. Their breaths grow heavy in the humid air, each exhale a testament to their mounting fear. The forest is alive, and its pulse is a symphony of mystery and dread. Branches crack under unseen weight, distant howls resonate, and the rustle of leaves whispers tales of the unseen. Each sound, a chilling reminder of their vulnerability, sends shivers down their spines and freezes their blood in their veins. The forest, a living, breathing entity, seems to be warning them, urging them to turn back. But in the absence of any other option, they press on, their hearts pounding in their chests. Suddenly, a dark figure appears, its glowing eyes fixated on them. A vaporous shape materializes, its glowing eyes and hollow voice warning them to turn back. Suddenly, the Amazon rainforest isn't just a dense array of trees and wildlife, but a theater of spectral phenomena. This isn't your typical forest dweller. No, this entity is something far more chilling. It's as if the shadows themselves have taken form, eyes glowing like twin stars ripped from the night sky. Its voice, a hollow echo, seems to come from everywhere and nowhere, seeping into their very souls, and it utters a dreadful warning. Leah, Mathieu, and young Lucas can only stand in stunned silence, their hearts pounding like tribal drums in the quiet forest. The fear is palpable, a cold, clammy hand clutching at their throats. It's a moment that seems to stretch on forever, a tableau of pure terror etched into their memories. And then, spurred by primal instinct, they do the only thing they can. With terror in their hearts, they turn and flee. Exhausted, they find a dilapidated shack, their sanctuary amidst the terror. The old, forgotten structure stands like a beacon, offering a glimmer of hope in the otherwise unforgiving wilderness. Leah, Mathieu, and young Lucas, their hearts pounding like war drums, cross the threshold into the musty interior. Resting their weary bodies, they feel a brief moment of relief wash over them. The darkness outside, filled with unknown horrors, feels momentarily distant. The shack's worn wooden walls and creaky floors offer a semblance of security, a far cry from the chilling embrace of the forest. With a sense of urgency, they barricade the entrance. Every creak and groan of the old shack sends a shiver down their spines, but they persist, driven by the primal instinct to protect their own. Lucas clings to his parents, his wide eyes reflecting both fear and faith. Yet even within the shack, the night's terror is not over. In the darkness, unsettling sounds echo, seeming to emanate from the very walls. It's a symphony of the unexplained, a chorus of scratching noises as though 1,000 unseen claws are etching their stories into the wooden surface. The harsh, ragged breaths follow, a chilling serenade that seems to seep from the cracks and crevices of the dilapidated shack. Leah and Mathieu, their faces etched with worry, exchange a glance. Their eyes speak volumes, a shared language of fear and concern. They clutch their son Lucas tighter, their protective embrace a vain attempt to shield him from the terrors that lurk in the shadows. Every creak, every whisper in the darkness amplifies their apprehension, their hearts pounding like war drums against their chests. The sounds continue, a cacophony that dances on the edge of their sanity. And then, as if to punctuate the mounting terror, a door creaks open. Suddenly, a skeletal figure is revealed, its hollow eyes piercing the inky darkness. A skeletal figure, with hollow eyes and jerky movements, emerges from the darkness. As if a spectre from a forgotten age, it's a haunting silhouette that sends chills down one's spine. Its skeletal form, more shadow than substance, seems to absorb the scant light in the room, creating an aura of dread that hangs heavily in the air. The hollow sockets where eyes should have been burn with an otherworldly glow, a chilling testament to its supernatural origins. The jerky, unnatural movements of the figure, akin to a marionette manipulated by unseen hands, add an uncanny element to its terrifying presence. The reactions of our trio are immediate and visceral. Leah lets out a piercing scream, the raw terror evident in her voice. Mathieu, on the other hand, instinctively moves to protect his family, his body tensing as he prepares to confront this horrifying apparition. Lucas, their young son, is petrified, his wide eyes reflecting the spectral figure. But their nightmare is far from over. The ghost advances, its shrill cries echoing in the confined space. The skeletal figure, a grotesque silhouette in the dim light, moves with a terrifying, jerky rhythm. As it draws nearer, an icy chill fills the room, seeping into every corner, every crevice. Leah and Mathieu, their hearts pounding in their chests, try to shield their son from the spectral threat. They grab whatever they can find, a broken chair, a rusty pipe, and swing wildly at the apparition. Yet their efforts seem futile, their makeshift weapons passing through the ghost with a chilling hiss, offering no resistance. Lucas, tucked away under a table, shivers uncontrollably, his small body racked with tremors of fear. He watches in dread as his parents fight a losing battle against this supernatural adversary. His eyes, wide with terror, reflect the horrifying scene unfolding before him. Yet a greater terror awaits. A Jinn, its face distorted with horns and fangs, emerges to join the spectral figure. This is no ordinary apparition. The Jinn, a creature born of smokeless fire, is a formidable opponent. Its grotesque features twist in a cruel smile as it revels in the terror it induces. Horns sharp as daggers adorn its head, and fangs glistening in the dim light protrude from its mouth. The fear in the shack intensifies, wrapping around Leah, Mathieu, and Lucas like a shroud. The air thickens with despair as they realize the magnitude of their predicament. The Jinn's presence, a manifestation of pure malevolence, amplifies the spectral figure's haunting aura. The family's heartbeats echo in the silence, a drum roll to their impending doom. Leah, Mathieu, and Lucas huddle closer, their bodies shaking uncontrollably. They are cornered, trapped with no escape. In the face of such terror, they do the only thing they can. They close their eyes, clutch each other's hands, and pray. Cornered, they pray for their survival. Cornered, with their backs against the wall, the supernatural creatures inch closer. Leah, Mathieu, and their young son Lucas huddle together, their hearts pounding like war drums in the silent night. The room, once a haven, has become a trap, a stage for their final stand. The air grows thick with fear, each breath tasting like a gulp of cold dread. The spectral figure and the Jinn, with their haunting eyes and distorted faces, creep forward. Their chilling laughter echoes through the room, a symphony of horror that makes the skin crawl. The family's desperate prayers fill the air, whispers against the cacophony of supernatural menace. The creatures, ever closer now, seem to feed off the terror, growing more menacing with each passing second. The once distant threat is now within arm's reach, their monstrous forms casting long, grotesque shadows. Just as hope seems to flicker and die, suddenly, a blinding light fills the room, a blinding light followed by deafening silence. When they open their eyes, they are safe. The old shack, the spectral visitor, the terrifying Jinn, all have vanished. In its place, the familiar sight of the forest's entrance, a sight that once stirred fear, now brings an overwhelming sense of relief. They find themselves standing hand in hand, their hearts still pounding, their breaths still ragged. The terror that had gripped them moments ago begins to subside, replaced by a bewildering sense of shock. How did they get here? Was it all a dream, a nightmare that seemed all too real? They look at each other, their eyes wide with disbelief, yet filled with gratitude. They've survived an ordeal that defies explanation, that challenges the boundaries of reality. But as they step into the light, they carry with them the weight of their experience. Their horrifying ordeal has ended, leaving them with memories that will haunt them forever.